Wait, we're not ready yet. We're still waiting for just a little bit more people.
Does everybody know each other?
We should
Everybody
go around the
Be a devil between us, or whores in my head, whore at the door, whore in my bed. But hey!
Alright, hey, thank you all for coming out. That was our intro. It was Hey by
Thank you for coming to a night at
the theater!
This is the first installment of hopefully at least several more.
Yeah, maybe like 2.
Maybe. You don't, yeah.
Okay, so the whole shebang, I'll explain it right now. We wrote plays. He wrote one, I wrote one. He just finished his 15 minutes ago. I finished mine like 2 days, a day. No, I finished it today. Yeah, I finished it today.
We're on top of it.
Yeah. We might have set the date too early.
I might have
sent out the invitations too soon. And we might have took too long and scared away some guests.
And I might have taken 10 minutes. I might have been 10 minutes late to my own play. But we're here, and we're all feeling good.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you. So we wrote a play, but
here's the twist.
Who's the actors? Guess what? It's you guys. Yeah. One of you will be the actor, but it's not guaranteed. Like there's only my play has got 2 roles, so only 2 of you, and I already know who I'm picking.
My play has 3 roles.
So 3 of you. Alright, I'm gonna go first. We did the intro song. Check. Now my turn. And then he's gonna go, so please take your seats. Also, there will be a Q&A session after each play or at the end. Jake?
Yes.
Probably after each play.
Probably, yeah, Q&A after each play. It
Okay.
rhymes.
Yeah, I like that.
Alright. So, I will play the part of the guy reading the stage directions. So, also if you don't do the stage directions the way I want it, I'm gonna just repeat it until you do it. Alright, so my actors, who I already planned, are Jake and Talon.
fuck.
So, Jake, you will be playing the part of Lenny. You will be playing the part of
Is this actually waiting for the
Yeah, it's recording.
Also,
Just make sure it follows the action again. I thought I was.
You are now the camera.
don't read it.
Yeah, definitely.
I wrote this guy with your mannerisms. Like throw your fingers up.
I don't do that.
The things you do?
No, I don't. So what do I do?
No, you start sitting here.
We have to read the stage.
Well, you start out there. You start over here.
Right now, read the stage directions.
It says makes dad noises.
Alright. Shut up.
Did you hear that?
I mean, be quiet, please.
Thank you. That was appropriate.
Okay, so this play is called Waiting for It to Go by Gibbons. The title's already been done before, I'm just taking it, so. Alright. Let's go. Open on a man, Lenny, sitting alone at a train station, struggling to read the paper in the dark of night. I forgot to write up. Another man, George, approaches slowly from stage left. He sits down next to Lenny and makes dad noises as he tries to get comfortable in the bed. Fidgeting until he is finally comfortable and grunting the whole time. Lenny slowly looks up from his paper and stares at the fidgeting man for a brief handful of seconds before going back to his paper. They sit in silence for a while, besides the occasional grunt from George. Then, Lenny finally breaks the silence with a little giggle.
I'm sorry. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. Just laughing at something a baby told me.
Ah,
Silence again.
looks like the train's running late, huh?
What's that?
The train, it's running.
Oh yeah, it's running late. I guess I haven't noticed. Just really sucked into this paper, I guess. Did you know that
He struggles to read the paper headline.
the queen died in a fiery inferno? Did you hear about that?
No, I did not. Well, what do you know?
George strokes his chin and ponders. Silence for a while again.
Damn that train! It's late as hell. I got work to get to.
Letty just stares at George from above the fold of his paper while George curses the ever-late train.
Hey, buddy. Are you waiting for the 8:15 too? What the hell is holding up this damn train?
The what?
The 8:15, pal. You waiting on it too?
Oh, the train? Oh, no, I'm not waiting for the train. I'm waiting for a friend of sorts.
You're lucky you ain't got places to be. And I'll be lucky if I don't get fired. I can't be late again, buckaroo.
Punctuality is key.
That's right, Lenny.
How do you know my name?
I'm sorry, guy? What do you mean?
Letty pulls his paper and places it on his lap.
You call me Lenny. That's my name. We just met, and I'm fairly certain we haven't met before.
Oh, your name's Lenny then. How odd. Well, mine's George. Pleasure to meet you.
Well, that's great and all, George. It's nice to meet you and everything, but you haven't answered my question. How do you know my name?
All right. Well, Lenny's just a pet name I use. You know, like Buddy, Pal, or Candace. You know? I meant no harm from it, truckers. Just an innocent pet name. Small world when your name's actually Lenny. Lenny?
Letty goes back to reading his paper.
Yeah. Small world.
Yup.
George visitors again with impatience, trying to get comfortable once again. That's good. Lenny glances in the back to his paper.
It's already past 8:30. I might as well start walking if I want to make it to work on time at 9.
George gets up. George gets up! Paces a little bit. Wait. Yeah, paces a little bit, debating if he actually wants to make that walk. Hey guys.
We tried to be as
Okay, silence. Debating if he actually wants to take that walk. He decides no and sits back down next to his new acquaintance. Rob, let him sit down.
Hey, buddy, Lenny. Can you do me a favor and pass me the help wanted section of that paper if you aren't using it? I might be out of a job soon. Ha!
George laughed his sport. He looks down at his feet. Anxiety swells as he realizes he may really be out of a job. He can't go through this again.
I can't go through this again.
Here.
Yeah. Letty ruffles through the papers to find the help wanted section and leans over to hand the page to George. As he leans over, something the size of a finger falls out of his pocket and lands right by George's foot. That's the chapstick in your pocket.
I'm trying to get it out. Well, yeah, here's the help wanted section. If you, here you go. Oh my God.
No, it lands by his foot.
Hey, Len, you dropped something.
George puts the paper on his seat as he gets up to pick the finger-sized item up off the ground. He then examines it.
Christ, that is a thingy.
George tosses the finger out of fear and disgust.
Oh yeah, that's my finger. Please don't throw it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it's your finger. I'll go grab it again. So sorry, my bad.
It's fine. Just bring me my finger back, please.
Right.
George goes and picks up the finger and examines it. He walks back over to Letty, finger in hand, and Letty cups his hands to receive the finger. George is about to give the finger back, but hesitates and stares at Letty's hands for a bit before taking a step back.
10. I count 10.
I'm sorry?
You have 10 fingers.
Well, no, 11. I have 11. The 11th is in your hand.
Oh, so you have 11 fingers. You got polydactylism. Polydactylism. The disease where you got extra fingers and toes. It's common among the Amish community.
It is.
No, sir. I'm as healthy as a bone. You just have an 11th finger in your hand. Could I have it back, please?
Well, fine. I'm not the type of man to keep another man away from his fingers.
George hands the finger back and Lenny puts it into his pocket. George then sits back down on the seat on top of the paper. His attention is no longer on the late train, but the mystery finger lying in Lenny's pocket.
Thank you. I really don't know what I would have done if I lost my finger.
Well, how do you have 11 fingers anyway if you ain't got polydactyls? Have you had 11 fingers forever?
Well, of course not. How could somebody have something forever? That would mean that they would have to be born with it to have something forever. Do you have anything that you've owned forever?
Well, yeah, I've had my fingers forever.
No, that's different. You're talking about a body part. I'm talking about a thing.
Well, the thing we are talking about is a body part.
It's not attached to a body, is it? How could it be a body part if it's not a part of a body?
I guess you're right. But it was once a part of a body.
And you were once a part of your father's you-know-what. And then you were part of your mother's stomach. I see no difference. You were no longer a part of your mother and father, and thus this finger is no longer a part of a body, but a thing of mine. It is my finger now.
That suggests it once belonged to somebody else. Whose finger is that?
Well, it's my finger. I already told you that.
But aren't you a
But you aren't.
But you aren't a polydactylist. How could it be your finger?
Because it belongs to me. It's my finger. I mean, I have a right to my own property, don't I?
It is your right. So how did it come from your hand?
No. Reread it.
So did it come from your hand?
Sometimes it depends. It's
Depends. Well, on what?
the time, I guess.
The time. Care to elaborate there, Len?
Sure, I guess.
Lenny shuffles in his seat and struggles to get the finger out of his pocket with his right hand. Is that your right hand?
Yes, it's my
Okay. He holds his left hand up and tilts his hand at a right angle, palm side up, like this. Okay. He places the finger on top of his left palm. So yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Well, you see,
He lifts up the finger on his left hand for a second and gently picks it up and hands it to George.
here.
George takes the finger and holds it like he would hold a bag of dog food. The confusion is obvious on his face.
That's great. Thanks for the finger, but I don't get it.
The finger came from my hand. That time, it came from my hand.
Huh?
The finger in your hand right now, the finger is in your hand right now, but it came from my hand before it arrived in your hand. So that finger came from my hand.
Well, I see your point, but that's not what I meant. Where did it come from at first, before you had it? What's its source, its origin story?
Well, it's a funny story, actually, that I will gladly tell.
You know what? It's none of my business. I don't want to pry. You got a right to your own property.
Privacy.
Well,
Privacy.
thank you. It is my right after all.
It is your right.
Try this again for a while. You can go now.
Can I have my finger back?
Yeah, of course. I forgot I had it. Is it your It is your property after all.
Right, property rights.
Well, of course.
Silence again. Go ahead.
So is it safe to guess you took it?
Of course I took it. I have it, don't I? I would have to have had taken it to have it.
That's not ultimately true, you see. It could have been given to you, or gifted to you, or sent to you, or found by you, or you could have taken it. These are all different.
Not necessarily. If it were given to me, I would have had to have taken it. If it were gifted to me, I would have had to take it, and so on.
I don't see your logic.
Look, we just met. I really don't want to bring up Newton's third law of motion, but I will if I have to. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We hold these truths to be self-evident. For every give, there has to be a take. You know, like the old platitude, give and take. Each thing you listed, besides found, is all just synonyms for give. So I would have to take the finger. Anything given must be taken. And if I found it and now possessed it, I would have had to have taken it. Are you just being thick for the sake of being thick?
No, of course not. I get it now. Just took me a while, you see. Now we are on the same page.
Good, can we move on now?
Sure. Sorry to keep pestering you.
It's fine.
Long pause, yeah. But not that long. Go ahead.
Could I just ask why?
Why what?
Well, why do you have a finger friend? Finger friend? Care to tell?
It's a good luck charm. You know, like a four-leaf clover or a rabbit's foot or a monkey's fist. You know, I thought the monkey's fist and rabbit's foot were a little too inhuman.
Inhumane, sorry.
Inhumane. I wouldn't want to do that I wouldn't want to do that to a poor defenseless animal. Take their feet and hands. It's just wrong. I'm a strong animal rights activist, and I could not see myself endorsing such transgressions.
Ah, I see. You do know that a monkey's fist is not a good luck charm. More of a mythical wish granting thing. Why don't you just get a clover then?
Too hard to find.
That they are. Wait, so you're saying that finger was easier to find than a clover?
I guess I am. I had no difficulty finding this one.
That train's sure running late.
What an astute observation.
That was sarcastic. If anyone didn't pick it up. George just looks down at his feet, hurt by Lenny's sarcastic comment. He then remembers the consequences of the train's lateness. He's going to be out of a job. He then sighs and opens up the help wanted section of the paper that Lenny gave him. He begins to read.
This one looks good. Construction. I'm good with my hands. Banjo player. Lord, I can finger a good banjo. Professional teacher. Tech decker. You can get paid for that now. Baker, I can throw a mean pizza dough. Massage therapist, I'm certified for that.
Look, I get what you're doing. You're just listing jobs that involve your fingers. There's an elephant's finger in the room, and you just keep beating around the bush about it. Just ask your questions.
Oh, no. I wasn't trying to do that at all. Gonna be honest, Len, I entirely forgot about the finger. My mind's on something else entirely. Just reading those ads aloud.
You're telling me that paper just has finger-related ads?
No, of course not. The ads are sorted by body part. The hand and fingers are at the top because they're the easiest. The ones at the bottom are brain-related jobs. Like scientist or doctor.
Oh, my apologies. What's the one in the middle, then?
They relate to the ear. For example, listening into people's phone calls for the military.
They advertise that?
Sure they do. How else are they going to fill the job?
Makes sense, I guess.
Sure it does.
Silence again. Wait, can I use whose phone is it? Never mind, it doesn't matter.
Gibby, you can use mine. Do you want it?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I just wish the train would get here.
Can you put on train noises?
Can you guys make sure? I love this.
Bid!
Yeah. Wait for it.
Train noises.
As
As he says this, the bells and whistles are heard in the distance. Quieter! And the train arrives, now louder. It arrives. Arrives almost as if his wish really did come true. Okay.
Well, here's my train. It was nice talking to you, Lenny, but I've got to go and get to work. And hope to God my boss doesn't fire me. I hope I see you again, you interesting fellow.
Yes. Goodbye, good sir, and I wish you the best of luck. Till we meet again.
Till we meet again.
Hey, it's Jeremy. George and Lenny shake hands. And George turns and walks to the train, and he turns to give Lenny one last look before. Oh, go for the train, yeah. And he turns to look. One last look. Hold on, I gotta restart. Let's start from the beginning. No, just kidding. George and Lenny shake hands, and George turns and walks to the train, and he turns to give. What? That doesn't. Okay. One last look before the two part forever. George boards the train and stands in the threshold of the door. Lenny yells over the loud train engine.
Wait! Hold the train!
Lenny stands up.
But what about your friend? Don't you have someone to meet?
I don't think he's
Remember
coming.
that from earlier?
Hold that door.
Okay.
I'm getting on.
You said okay. As he says this, a single tear rolls down his cheek. George. The train doors are about to close, and George puts his hand in between them and pushes them back. Lenny slowly walks over.
Push them.
George, say your mind.
Hurry, Lenny! I can't hold the train.
Lenny walks even slower towards the train. Back up. Yeah. The train doors forced together stronger than before. George, like subway doors.
Oh.
Yeah. George struggles to put all his strength into prying the doors open.
Grr. Lenny, I don't know how long I can hold this.
When he stops walking, just stands and stares at George, who has turned red from physical exertion. Exertion. How do you say that word? The doors and George are in a violent and forceful tug of war until finally the doors win. The doors forcefully shut and George's index fingers caught the key. He lets out a yell.
God, how?
Yeah, like Joe. It comes full circle, baby. George's fingers hit the ground right at Lenny's feet as the train leaves the station with the rest of George. So he can leave. Lenny leans down and picks up the finger and holds it like use the chapstick, yeah. And holds it up like Gollum holds the one ring of power towards the end of Return of the King.
Finally, my friend has arrived.
Hurry, at the end.
Bishops sitting around in a field. They aren't doing anything, not a single thing.
Well, I guess I'm the Pope now.
Whoa! Hold on.
Bishop 2 takes a long pause for at least 10 seconds.
Say that again.
I am the Pope.
What's that?
What?
What?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, no worries. I was just asking what the Pope was.
Well, it sort of means I'm the most divine and holy man on the planet.
Oh, that's cool, I guess.
Bishop 2 sighs and makes a kicking a can motion for a while.
What does that mean? Just like kicking a can. Yeah.
And I get to wear a pointy hat too.
Bishop 2 immediately looks up with a starry look in his eyes at the talk of a pointy hat. Almost like a baby at the thought of a pointy hat.
I'm Pope too.
No, there's only one hat. Oh. Oh no, that's
Wait. Okay, bro, you gotta format this. Oh well, then I should be Pope. Give me the hat.
Bishop 1 defiantly popping locks in response to this.
Popping on.
I don't know.
You gotta like.
You gotta do that. No.
What was that?
Just trying new things.
I would also like to try new things, like being the Pope. Give me the hat.
No. God has to give you the hat.
You can say this one.
Oh, I have to. Bishop 2 puts his
Hand.
hand. Okay. Puts his hand above his eyes and looks around like he's trying to find someone, like a human lighthouse. Where is he? I'll buy it off of him. I have a bunch of money I've saved up from that internship I took at TGI Fridays.
You can't buy the Pope hat from God. He doesn't do sales.
Ah, so he's a barterer. Well, it just so happens I have several extremely rare Beanie Babies and...
Wait. If you don't know who God is, then what do you think G stood for in TGI Fridays?
Thank goodness it's Friday.
Then aren't you a bishop too?
Yeah, but for a totally different place.
Where do you?
I'm a bishop at TGI Fridays.
You're a bishop at?
At Thank Goodness It's Fridays. Actually, I'm a bit more of a bartender that they don't pay and didn't hire and I just break all their glasses in.
Okay. You're definitely not going to be the Pope.
The bishop exit the stage. The bishops exit the stage, and the Blockbuster employee steps on. Advertisement begin.
Sponsored by Blockbuster.
Hi, I'm Marcus. What's the haps, you bunch of toad-licking idiots? Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, but for real though. You guys want to rent some DVDs? I got The Notebook, I've got Madagascar 2, and about 6 more copies of The Notebook. All proceeds go towards dog therapy. For far too long have dogs been expected to be strong and suffer emotional pain in silence. These dogs have been silently upset, and it's time they knew it's okay to let it out. All right. Thank you for your time. I'll see you guys at home.
Act 2. The bishops return.
Sit? We sitting?
Yeah.
All right, neat.
Give me one good reason why I would ever let someone you come anywhere close to becoming the Pope when you're obviously deranged.
You really don't recognize me?
Bishop 1 squints and makes confused noises.
What are you saying? Who are you?
Scoff. Oh, silly Bishop, it's me. I'm your...
Play abruptly ends, and the bishops exit. A brief statement. Unfortunately, the director of this play decided to wait until an hour before the show to write this play. So let's just say the conversation ended when a meteor hit and killed both bishops immediately upon impact. The pointy hat fell into the hands of a young Benedict the 16th, who went on to reign as Pope for centuries.
We can go back to my seat.
Yeah, that was it, guys.
Take a bow. Take a bow.
Take
Take your bow. Yes.
Bring back the foot.
You can ask questions if you want.
How much did Blockbuster pay you for that?
I'm not allowed to tell you, but roughly $6.5 million.
How much did TJ Friday?
They sued us for $6.5 million. Yeah.
Why were there no women in the campus?
Because this was the beginning of the church, and the church is sexist.
Why was there no mention of Richard Montez during the production of this play?
Because I don't want the Frito-Lay company stealing any more of my ideas. Next question.
Hey! Wait, is that about the movie?
Let's not talk about it right now. That'll be on my next play.
Gibby, I have a question for you.
No,
you
it's
ever
not.
felt as bougie as me wearing sunglasses in a classroom at nighttime? Have you?
No.
Exactly, they look like me, bro.
Okay.
Wait, Quinn, I have a part for you. Quinn, I actually have a part for you. Can you come up and...
Yeah, I can. I may have spilled all my cheeses on the floor, but it's fine.
It's no problem.
I cleaned them up, it's fine. If you're gonna ask me to reach it, that's rude as fuck, but I will. Campbell said that VR training was beneficial for the students to prepare for